Hello, Pilgrims. It's Lavinia from the Beacon in the Night. I just wanted to make a quick video to kind of go over oracle card readings for those of you who are not familiar. So here's your crash course. We're going to go over what to expect during your reading, how to phrase your question, and at the very end we'll actually do a quick one-card reading for the week ahead for everybody. So most people have heard of tarot cards. Tarot cards date back to at least the medieval times, and they're a very complex divinatory tool. Oracle cards, on the other hand, come in a variety of themed decks, and when using them, the reader can interpret symbols and sometimes even channel angels or spirit guides to receive the answers to your questions. So some of the decks that I have are Power Animals, Goddess Guidance, and my personal favorite, the Earth Magic deck. This deck really speaks to me. So more often than not, if you get a reading done with me, at the very least, I will start with this deck. So what happens is you have your question in mind. You focus your intention on receiving the most helpful and accurate answers from your guides and angels. If you're looking for flattery or just to hear what you want to hear, oracle cards are not the place to look. You're going to get the answers that you need, not the answers you expect or want. So keep an open mind and an open heart, and focus your intention on receiving answers that serve your highest good, your highest self, and not your ego, because that is definitely not what we're shooting for. We don't want to feed the ego, we want to feed the soul. So when your reading starts, the reader will shuffle the cards and either come to a natural stopping point where they will pull cards, or cards will literally fly out of the deck, and that's where they will interpret your reading. So to get to how to phrase your question, because that can be really tricky, as a rule of thumb, I advise you to never begin your question with, should I? Should I do A or B? Should I questions kind of leave the door open to vague, confusing answers, or even low vibration entities to answer for you. True divine guidance comes from a place of unconditional love, and spirit guides and angels will never make decisions for you or run your life. So it's best to phrase your question in a way that asks, what can I expect if I go down this particular path? Or what guidance can you give me in this given situation? So when you phrase it that way and keep an open mind and an open heart, you're more likely to get accurate, helpful answers for whatever your question may be. So let's get down to it. Let's do a quick one-card reading. Of course, I'm going to use my Earth Magic deck. So we're just asking the angels and spirit guides to protect us and give us the most accurate and helpful answers to benefit everyone involved, everyone who happens to see this video. So I'm going to shuffle and keep my intention on that. And we've got a couple cards that are trying to come out, but nothing's really come out just yet. So, especially if you get a Skype reading done, you might sit for a couple of minutes and, watch me shuffle for a while. But believe it or not, we actually got 3 cards in our one-card reading, so this should be fun. I'm going to take a moment to just kind of look at them, see if I can intuit any answers or guidance from our guides, anything that we can look at that will help everyone involved. So we'll go at this one card at a time really quickly. So our first card is the Lotus Flower. This represents unfoldment. I see this as a personal spiritual growing. And it might not even be spiritual, it might just be your personality, ways that you open up that you may not have as the person that you knew yourself as before, that things are changing, and you're being more open to new ideas and experiences, and open to hearing the signs and symbols and guidance of the universe, that maybe it was something that you kind of shut out for a while, because as children we're all very receptive, but as we grow up we're kind of taught to shut off that part of our imagination. But in fact it's oftentimes divine guidance and spirit guides contacting us. So I see this as being an opening up to possibility. And then our second card is the Waterfall. The Waterfall symbolizes effortlessness, that these changes can be very easy if you let them be. Don't let your ego get in the way of your own growth. Don't let your ego get in the way of living your life the way that you want to, because when you kind of get in the flow with the universe and the power of positivity and know that there are good things coming, things get much easier. A lot of times difficulty comes from the ego getting in our way and blocking good things from coming to us. So if you can stay in a positive mindset and just kind of allow abundance and happiness to come into your life, you'll find that more often than not, it just happens with very little effort. And then our final card here is the Fairies card, that these represent Earth Magic. How about that? The Earth Magic deck gives us a card about Earth Magic itself. So I see this as actually being a sign for you to ground yourself, to be comfortable in your physical body and the physical realm, but to also be open to the spiritual plane. That this is a connection that I think everyone really needs to make, especially in this week ahead, obviously, that there are signs and symbols that will come to you that if you're open to them, you can interpret them and make positive changes in your life. So always remember to stay grounded, remember who you are, remember what you believe, but at the same time be open to new information, guidance from the spiritual realm. Just kind of be open, because change is coming. And when you stay grounded but open, amazing things can happen. So those are our 3 cards that we got in our 1-card reading. So there you have it. It's that easy. So if you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave a comment below. I thank the spirit guides and angels and you for helping with this video. I thank everyone for their support for this project, and if you have actually gotten a reading already and would like to share your experience, please send a short testimonial in an email to me through the contact page, and most likely you'll actually see it up on the website. So thank you, everyone. I truly appreciate everything. And my pilgrims, a message before we go. You are beautiful. You are loved. You are supported in all ways.